We did the AFC. Let's do the NFC now. The top three teams in the NFC, I'll start with you this time, Coach, would be who?
Well, I'm going Detroit number one. I
Okay.
think they have just generated so much offense and they're playing with such confidence. I love where they're at right now. Philadelphia, number two, close number two ahead of Tampa. Tampa played a very tight game with Philly, could have won the game. I think they're playing with confidence. Those are my top three right now in the NFC, Rod.
Yeah, those are my top three as well, Coach. And I do believe that the Eagles will get back to running the football. They'll go in a meeting and say, hey, how do we get this back? We're going to run the football from, and I also believe in them on a defensive standpoint. I like they still have some young guys. They have veteran players, but I still like them on the defensive side of the ball. I really like the Lions. They've proven that they've overcome the new coordinators. And what's the third one that I was looking at?
Tampa Bay. Tampa.
It was Tampa Bay with the Rams being right there kind of in that fourth spot. So watch out for the Rams. They know they can beat Philly. They feel very confident about it. They got weapons on offense and they got those pass rushers and those guys on the defensive line on defense.
Yeah, I was going to say, I feel like the Rams almost have to be in my top three. They're the team that I think can beat Philly. And I think they can beat Philly when it matters, Coach. Do you see it that way?
They can. And that's the neat thing about it. There's no dominant team in either conference. And I think the Rams are right there. San Francisco, when they get everybody healthy, you have to look at them. Green Bay came out playing really, really well. They had one bad game against Dallas, but we'll see where they are. But I think, yeah, you could argue for San Francisco, Green Bay, and the Rams in that top three.
We're going to get a chance, Jack, to see what the Eagles are made of this next month of the season as well, because they have a brutal schedule. You start thinking about they have to play the Chiefs this Sunday night. They play the Buccaneers. They have to play the Vikings, the Commanders with a healthy Jaden Daniels, and the Eagles. That is a brutal schedule.
And that's for who, Rod?
You're talking about the Lions?
Yep, the Lions.
Oh, the Lions. Yeah. No question. And Philadelphia, you touched on it, but I think what they have to do, Coach Sirianni's got to go in and sit with that offensive staff and say, here's who we are. We got a big, bad offensive line, and we got to use them. We got the best running back in football, and we got to use them. And then we're going to take some shots when it dictates that. We've got wide receivers who can make plays, but we have to be who we are. We can't go into a game and go in and say in the first quarter is going to be 14 passes and 2 runs. I don't care what the defense is doing. We have to establish who we are.
Yeah, they got to stop. It's almost like they're trying to protect Saquon Barkley, man. You got to give him the football. You got 3 running backs. You got to run the football and really put your physical stamp on what you do. And the same thing happened last year. They were kind of struggling back and forth, a little inconsistent on offense, and those offensive linemen said, hey, coach, we need to run the football. So they have to get back to that mentality. It's almost like they kind of relaxed and let their guards down because they won the Super Bowl. And when you win the Super Bowl, people are coming, they're studying your tape, they're studying you, they're bringing in guys specifically to beat you. So everything's designed to beat you. So you got to continue to grow and evolve as an offense or as a team.
Yeah, I used to have a little sign in our staff room, Rod. It was just that big, but it just said, do what we do. And I always want to remind our coaches, we know who we are. Let's not get away from that.
How do you see it? Do you think that they're protecting, Coach, like Rodney said, Saquon Barkley, or do you think they're trying to keep these receivers happy?
I think they're trying to be diverse and trying to say, hey, we got to develop this passing game. And I think they came in with the mentality, people are going to play us to try to stop Saquon. So we know that, and we've got talented receivers, so we can just throw it if everybody tries to stop us running. And to me, that's the wrong approach. No, we're still going to run. You can't stop us even if you put everybody up at the line of scrimmage. Now, if we do that and establish that, and you have to think so much about the run, now I'm going to get easy passes and we're going to get big plays. And I think that's the way they need to approach it.
Coach, they were dealing with 8 and 9 man boxes last year. No big deal. And guess what they did? We're going to run the football. We're going to do what we do, just like you talked about, regardless of how many guys they have at the line of scrimmage. And then we're going to hit you with a play action pass, a trick play or something like that, or a deep shot down the field, and the offense would open up completely. But now you got guys worried about their stats and worried about this and worried about that. Everyone needs to be on one accord. And that's why it's so difficult to repeat as Super Bowl champions, because once you repeat, you lose that hunger, you lose that passion. Now guys are worried about their check and worried about their numbers, when all that stuff is going to fall in place when you win. When you win, I don't care. I've said this before. If A.J. Brown has 50 catches and they win another Super Bowl, he's going to be viewed as like he's had 75 catches for like 1,100 yards, because you always look better when you're on a winning team. It doesn't matter their numbers. You're still getting paid a lot of money. You're winning championships and you're submitting your legacy. And that's what they have to worry about.
And last year, I remember we're having conversations. Well, can Jalen Hurts, if they stop Saquon, can he really deliver? We never found out because they never stopped him. So that's what I would say. The same thing. Don't worry about that. Let's make them stop him first and then go to it.
Yeah. Yeah. And even though the Chiefs couldn't stop Saquon in the Super Bowl, Jalen Hurts still delivered. It was a combo platter in that game.
Hi, I'm Mike Tirico, and thanks for watching. Make sure to hit subscribe for the latest news and highlights from NBC Sports.